Friends, I'm sorry for the uninterrupted break by me unexpectedly due to reasons beyond my control. I had to take an emergency call from an outsider, my family member. Though I kept the phone in silent mode, I could see and I had to attend that call invariably. Anyhow, this may be taken as a continuation of the just abruptly stopped discussion of chapter 3 of the foreign exchange management bracket non-instrument bracket close rules 2019. First one six rule 6 I mentioned to you. Rule 7 highlight salient features. Equation through rights issue or bonus issue that I was mentioning, and suddenly I had to take the call. This has some 8 sub clauses, sub rules, with an explanation at the end of it. Next, Rule 7 capital A, which is inserted by S.O1374 bracket E close dated 27th April 2020, effective from the same date 27th April 2020. Equation after renunciation of rights. Next one, Rule 8, issue of employees' stock options and sweet equity shares to persons resident outside India. Those procedures discussed in the proviso, there are 3 subclauses. Next comes the rule number 9. Transfer of equity instruments of Indian company by or to a person resident outside India. It has one first sub rule followed by an explanation with the proviso containing 2 subclauses and another sub rule 2 with again a proviso and two sub provisos. Sub rule 3 is 4. 4 has some 6 conditions. 5, 6 it has 3 limbs and followed by a proviso. Through sub rule 7 and sub rule 8 has 2 parts. First part having 4 limbs conditions and sub clause 2 has 4 options alternatives. Sub clause 3 ends. Then rule 9A, swap of equity instruments and equity capital. This is inserted by S.O3492 bracket E close dated 16th August 2024, effective from 16th August 2024. There are 2 types of swaps envisaged with a proviso and an explanation. Coming to chapter 4. Investment by foreign portfolio investors. Investor FPI. Rule 10, investment by FPI has 2 subsections and the first subsection has a note. Number 11, rule number, transfer of equity instruments of an Indian company by FPI foreign portfolio investor. It has followed by a proviso containing 2 clauses. Then this is a small chapter. Chapter 5. Investment by non-resident Indian or an Indian overseas citizen of India. Rule 12. Investment by NRI or OCI. The process prescribed here with 2, 3 subsections, and subsection 2 has a note to clarify. Then rule 13. Transfer of equity instruments by NRI or OCI. It has 5 subsections, and the first subsection has a proviso with 2 limbs. Second sub rule also has a proviso with conditions, some 6 conditions, and the last sub rule 5 has explanation of overseas corporate body definition. Coming to chapter 6, investment by other non-resident investors. It has two rules. 14, investment in securities by other non-resident investors. Terms and conditions specified in Schedule 5. And the transfer of securities by other non-resident investors, again, T and C as per Schedule 5. As well specified by SEBI and RBI also. Coming to chapter 7, investment by foreign venture capital investor FVCI, T and C as per Schedule 7. Next, Rule 17, transfer of equity instruments of an Indian company by or to AFC FVCI, conditions prescribed in Schedule 7 and specified by CBI, SEBI and RBI. Chapter 8, general provisions for implementation of these rules. Not specific. 18, issue of convertible notes by an Indian startup company. It has 5 subsections for sub-rules. 19, merger or demerger or amalgamation of Indian companies. Subsection 1 has 2 conditions A, B. Sub-rule 2, whereas this one. Then number 20, reporting requirements as specified by RBI. 21, this is important, pricing guidelines. The pricing guidelines are contained in rule 1, 2 has several sub-rules, and rule 22, next one, taxes and remittances of sale proceeds. It has 2 subsections. Then downstream investment, first subsection has an explanation, second subsection remains the same. So third subsection, guidelines for calculating total foreign investment in Indian companies are given in 5 clauses. Sub-rule 4 has 2 limbs. Sub-rule 5 has 3 limbs. Sub-rule 6, 7 has a note as well as an explanation. Under the explanation, there are A to K with the omission of one sub-rule D by this S.O3492 bracket E close dated 16th August 24, except that all other remain to continue. Then coming to chapter 9, acquisition and transfer of immovable property in India. Rule 24, acquisition and transfer by a property in India by a NRI or a OCI. It has 5 clauses. 25, joint acquisition by the spouse of a NRI or a OCI. There is a proviso with 2 limbs, and the second proviso, third proviso also follows. Rule 26, acquisition of immovable property for carrying on a permitted activity. It has liaison office, 2 sub-limbs. 27, rule purchase or sale of immovable property by foreign embassies or diplomats or consulate generals. That is provided here with 2 sub-clauses. Second, Rule 28, acquisition by a long-term visa holder. There are conditions and 5, 6 clauses. Repatriation of sale proceeds. It has 3 subsections. Rule 30, prohibition on transfer of immovable property in India, followed by a provision in subsection 1 and as well as subsection sub-rule 2. Rule 31 prohibition on acquisition or transfer of immovable property in India by citizens of certain countries like Pakistan, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Afghanistan, China, Iran, Nepal, Bhutan, Hong Kong, Macau, or Democratic Republic of Korea, except with the prohibition of Reserve Bank, except they are permitted to have a lease for not exceeding 5 years. 32 miscellaneous, 2 limbs, 33 savings. So, with the last 33, the Foreign Exchange Management Non-Debt Risk Rules 2019 came to an end. That part of it. Chapter 10. Oh, chapter 10. This is there. This is the last one. Investment by permissible holder in equity shares of public companies incorporated in India and listed on international exchanges. It has two subsections. I'm referring to Schedule 11. This is the last one, not the earlier 33. 34 is the last rule, followed by schedules as referred in the respective rules. The schedule Roman 1 refer Rule 6 sub Rule A. Purchase or sale of equity instruments of an Indian company by a person resident outside India. It has one sectors. One is purchase or sale. I read out with five sub clauses. Two sectors prohibited for FDI, lottery business, including government or private lottery, online lotteries, gambling and betting, including casinos, chit funds, Nidhi company, trading and transferable development rights, real estate business or construction of farmhouses, followed by an explanation and three more clauses. Permitted sectors, entry routes and sectoral caps for total foreign investment. Entry routes are enlisted under clause A, automatic route, government route, and third one, aggregate portfolio restrictions. Sectoral caps contained in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5A, 5B, 6, 7, 8, and followed by a table where 100% is automatic route, floriculture, example. Plantation, tea sector, 100%. Mining, some cases 100% automatic. Coal and lignite, some cases 100% automatic. Mining and mineral separation of titanium, 100% government. This is reserved for government. Other conditions, etc. The sectoral, this one is a detailed one. Petroleum and natural gas, 100% automatic. Petroleum refining by PSU, public sector holdings, without any disinvestment or dilution of domestic equity in the existing public sector holdings is only 49% sectoral cap, automatic route. Then manufacturing, some activities 100% automatic route. Defense, 100% sectoral cap, but entry route automatic up to 74%, government route beyond 74% to the maximum, wherever it is likely to result in access to modern technology or for other reasons to be recorded. Other conditions, broadcasting, teleport, 100%, sectoral cap, automatic entry route, cable networks, other MSOs not undertaking, etc. Sectoral cap 100%, entry route automatic. Terrestrial broadcasting FM, sectoral cap 49%, entry route government. Uplink of news and current affairs 49 for government. Uploading streaming of news and current affairs through digital media 26% is the sectoral cap government route, entry route. Uplinking of non-news and current affairs TV channels downloading 100%. Sector of the automatic route like that. It is a detailed one. And in case of any clarity, you can write to them. This is a big schedule covering even financial services. Schedule 2, we refer back to Rule 10.1. Investors by foreign portfolio investment investors. Purchase or sale of equity investments by foreign portfolio investors. Clause A and subclauses 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with proviso 2 sub clauses, sub clauses 6, 7. Purchase or sale of securities of other equity investments by FPIs, 2 clauses and another sub rule. Schedule 3. See Rule 12.1. Investments by non-resident Indian NRI or overseas citizen of India OCI on repatriation basis. Repatriation basis. Here, purchase or sale of investments of a listed Indian company is discussed in sub rule 1 in 2 clauses. Sub rule 2, purchase or sale of units of a domestic mutual fund. Sub rule 3, 50% purchase or sale of shares in public sector enterprises. Subscription to national payment system in sub rule 4. Then schedule 4. See rule 12 sub rule 2. Investment by NRI or OCI on repatriation basis. Here, purchase or sale of equity instruments of an Indian company or units or contribution to the capital of LLP by a non-resident Indian or overseas citizen of India on non-repatriation basis. Sub-rule 1 says purchase or sale of equity instruments or convertible notes or units or contribution to the capital of LLP. Sub-rule 2, purchase or sale of units of domestic mutual funds. Prohibition on purchase of equity instruments of certain companies. There is B, capital B, investment in a firm or a proprietary concern. Then comes to Schedule 4, C, Rule 14, investment by other non-resident investors. Permission to other non-resident investors for purchase of securities, long-term, like sovereign wealth funds, multilateral agencies, endowment funds, insurance funds, pension funds, and foreign central banks may purchase securities subject to set terms, conditions as well as specified by the RBI and SEBI. Then EFE, eligible foreign entity may as defined in SEBI circular dated 9th October 2018, etc. Sub Rule 3, use the mode of payment and other attendant conditions for remittance of sale or mutual deposits shall be specified by Reserve Bank. Schedule 6, Rule 6B, investment in a limited liability partnership. It has A to G, H clauses. Schedule 7, C Rule 16, investment by a foreign venture capital investor FVCI. It has some 5 sub rules. And the last one's list of sectors in which FVC investor is allowed to invest biotechnology, IT related to hardware and software development, nanotechnology, seed research and development of new chemical entities in pharmaceutical sector, dairy industry, poultry industry, production of biofuels, hotel cum convention centers with seating capacity of more than 3,000, etc. described in number 5. Then coming to infrastructure sector, Schedule 8, Rule 60, investment by a person resident outside India in an investment vehicle. It has first 4 sub rules, followed by an explanation, next followed by 5 and 6 sub rules. Schedule 9, C, Rule 60, issue investment in depository receipts by a person resident outside India. It has 2 sub rules. One is issue or transfer of eligible instruments to a foreign depository for the purpose of issuance of deposit receipts by eligible persons. There are 5 limbs. Then there is a saving clause. Schedule 10, see Rule 2, 10.2. Issue of Indian deposit receipts, issue of IDR, sub Rule 1, purchase or sale of IDR, sub Rule 2, with 4 limbs each. Schedule 11, see Rule 34, direct listing of equity shares of companies incorporated in India or on international exchange scheme. Sub Rule 1, issue and listing on international exchange. Sub Rule 2 permissible holder, 3 eligibility, 4 obligation of companies, 5 voting rights, 6 pricing, etc. Last is 2 subrules and explanation containing in 8 clauses. So which has followed by an excerpt list of international exchanges. They are International Financial Service Center in India, India International Exchange. There is next NSC International Exchange. With this, we have just touched or run fast. Next, other aspects of inbound investments I will discuss in the next videos. Thank you for the patient hearing, and I am trying to learn and I am trying to make you to read. Thank you.